Well, here. Or Shalonda. All right. And hold on one second. Hold on one second. One second. Yeah, last night's makeup. I've been just running around. So, um, so yeah. Goodness, why is it doing this? Okay. So yeah. So again, I was again, this is like again, I don't know. I think this is turning into like a, I don't know, some kind of something on this platform, because I feel like when it comes to people that are targeted, individuals that are targeted, I don't know. I think it's very important for you to have a voice, even when society doesn't want to allow that. And yeah, so I had been doing some things last night, right? So okay, hmm. So I went out by myself last night for a minute, and I ended up doing a quick video or whatever on here. And that video, just from that video on, just different things started happening. So I was gonna go to this place. I was gonna go to um, uh, um, like a lounge or whatever. And on my way there, I had again some downloads and messages and things was coming through, and different lyrics to songs, and songs were coming on, and I'm like, what the hell? So I ride past, like I'm riding past this airport or whatever, and I ended up riding past this house, and I don't know what the hell, like again when you're again, and this video is again, I am what you would consider maybe a scryer, um, a oracle, a psychic, someone who's an empath, intuitive. Um, Also, again, I think it's something called second sight, right? Okay, um, that you know what I'm saying. I'm able to see more things, and I feel like the more I start to get in tune and go within, the deeper and the more strong these things are coming in. And so, I had rolled past this house, and I don't know, a couple of things came on my way going to this place, and I decided not to go. That I was just gonna go ahead and go back home. And when I rolled past this place, I just said, no, something is here. So I go there, and I'm sitting in the driveway for about and I should, to be honest with you, I probably shouldn't have, but it was like a calling. It was like a pull here. So I stayed at a distance. The driveway was pretty long or whatever. And so I decided to go and knock on the door. Um, and when I get up to the door, I noticed that there was a name on a box there, and I said, "Oh, this is not the right name." So what I'm saying, maybe I should leave from here. So as I'm getting in the car going away, the lady did come out, and she was a little concerned, possibly, and I can understand. But there was just an instance here, like where I felt like someone that I know, again, that I'm connected to, wants me to see this place. So I just jotted down the address. I ended up leaving. So then, what I'm saying, as I'm going, something else pulled me back to go back to the airport. So I go back around the airport, and I'm sitting there because I feel like I'm channeling through air sometimes, like or certain places, right? Because again, this is dealing with also that prophecy of Esther and Elijah, that the prophecy again would be coming in at least from some anywhere between, I think 2021, right, and 2022, around this time, okay? And I had been, I don't know, pulled to go there. And as I came in there, messaging was coming in here saying, yeah, this is a proper, assessment with this area. It's something about this area. Okay. And so I started to like see and sense different things. Um, and then I ended up leaving from there, and I came home, and something told me the direct questions to ask people at home. Like, does anybody have a key to our house? Is there another female coming over to my house? And all these other questions, like, do you have an insurance policy on me? Has someone approached you with any type of documentation or letter or anything that has something to do with something that is awarded to me that you have not, whether this is just information, it could be, what I'm saying, in this case, what is going on, it could be information, what I'm saying, such as something to do with lineage, something to do with like some kind of paperwork, something to do with anything. And, nobody wanted to talk. They want to cover up their face and not talk and act like I'm stupid or something. All right. So again, this is when you're dealing with narcissistic individuals, you're not going to get any kind of reply. They're going to ask questions with questions. Well, why would I do that? Things like that, instead of just announcing, no, I didn't do this. And sometimes they'll just say no, but they don't want to look you really in your face. Sometimes they can look you straight in your face, right? And so again, I matter of fact, I called first and I asked. I can't remember exactly what I asked when I called, but I called first. No, I called first to ask, yeah, what's going on at the house? Is everything okay? Is there anybody there or whatever? Just to see if I could get a response. And then, and this is the energy where, again, when it comes to the soulmate, right, which I live with, uh, they have a tendency to call the children in on everything. So then I got a call from my daughter. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I get a call from my daughter. Well, what are you doing? Dad is saying you're doing this. That's just the whatever. And she starts to cry. And I can understand or whatever. But I feel like what they're doing is trying to insinuate some type of mental illness or something, when I know damn well that that's not the case for me. These people already know, they can already attest that I am very accurate when it comes to sizing people up, when it comes to reading energy. It's always been that way until it comes to this case. All right. They know that when it comes to everybody else, when it comes to this, everybody wants to act all, they want to act all sensitive. And so I just, I kind of lost it for a minute. It reminded me of what we were just reading in that chapter, the trumpet going off and the earthquake happening and everybody being shook. Okay. So I had not yelled like that in a very long time. It was a roar, definitely. And I just said, I don't want to argue about this. I am not going to keep talking to you guys about this. I know what I know. This is about my livelihood and my well being and me feeling like something is going on within my home that is harming me. Me being attacked physically, mentally, spiritually, and possibly telepathically, and also through fifth generation intel. All right. And so, I said, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do about getting some type of answers for this. Okay. I'm going to go and see whoever I think I can see. It's kind of hard. Like I said, this is a very hard situation. We're in very trying, strange times right now. And it's very hard to, get your story across to certain groups. Okay. Again, in the tarot reading or seer group, people, I feel like there's some people that are genuine and then there's some people that are paid. It's just like that. And that's just what it is. Okay. And so it's some people that are in this sting or this con type of energy with these individuals that are bullying people. You know what I'm saying? And trying to blackmail or insinuate certain things to put fear in those of us that want to speak forward about this thing. I told you guys it made me think about the whole Russia cyber attack. Again, when I told you guys about like different people, different groups are going to get different signals. I feel it depends on what, antidote you might have gotten. Or it could be depending on what area you're in, what towers are in your area that can trigger people to make do certain things, okay, or think certain ways. I really do feel like this. People that study 5G feel like this. Is not new. It's been talked about a long time, and it's a very dangerous game here. And so, so then you have, if with police, they deal with, or detectives, they deal with detective work or whatever. Detectives are pretty much, really intuitive or whatever. So again, with this kind of thing, with this ability, who do you see? If you understand paranormal activity, also, other advanced, we can call it like alien interaction. Or you can even be someone that deals with necromancy, or someone that deals with source in your ancestors, someone who is guided, or in a sense, people would say divine. So it's very hard to, speak your piece when you know that certain things are being instilled very actively this year when it comes to mental illness in women. But they know that there's a certain activation of nature when it comes to those who are connected to source, that women are going to be activated at this time. And then you have an artificial sense of that by artificial intelligence that is going to trigger some type of awakening or advanced, way of thinking and seeing. So again, like I said, it's a very dangerous thing to be playing with here. Okay. When you're talking about something like this. All right. So again, and many times all of us are going through many of us are going through these things when it's coming to wills, trust, and secret conservatorships that are over our heads by our families, those who has been ostracized, isolated, turned into an island, or the cornerstones that have been cut off from being a nation, the chosen ones, the black sheep, the goats, whatever you want to call it. A lot of us have been targeted in a sense here, and it feels like you don't have anyone to share your story with. So again, I feel like a lot of us share our stories here on these types of platforms. So now that we got that out, I'm very intellectual. I'm very much in my state of mind. You will never think, I will never be jealous of another individual. And I will never be thinking that I'm not worthy. I will never want to commit suicide. I will never want to even, wish that upon anyone. And so, I'm in my total right mind. I'm very fucking intelligent. Okay. I'm not the smartest one in the book, like I feel that there are some disadvantages, maybe because of the different towers that in my area, and people know exactly who some of us are, okay? That we are very powerful in this time. So I think that some of us had to be, again, separated, isolated, and then, maybe even investigated, right? And I feel like whoever is spying on us or tapping our phones or putting electronic tracking devices on our cars, whoever's trying to watch us, I feel like somebody is watching them. But I feel like it has to be brought to the forefront here. Okay, these types of things have to be brought to the forefront because they're actual things that are happening with people in this day and age. All right, and I feel like it's I don't know. One may say petty boys versus the pretty boys or something like that. All right, but in a sense, I feel like now that we have that all out of the way, I come home and I state these things. But I'm just thinking, my daughter was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you doing this? And I said, well, you don't think that it's strange that all I did was ask dad if there was anyone in the home, um, and that I want to get cameras in the house and I want to get lock chains for the door. Do you think that that is a reason for him to call you at 3 o'clock in the morning? See, I think about these type of things. I'm very good. I used to want to be a detective or an investigator, you know what I'm saying? Or a psychic, some kind of medium or something like this that deals with this kind of energy. It's something that I thought about when I was younger because I've always had these gifts. All right. They're just being more in tune and unlocked at this point in time. So again, I shut it down with my daughter. I felt kind of bad that I was very abrupt and sharp, but that was the first time I could get her to just not keep going with this. Okay. So I get back home, I ask more of these questions. Nothing is said. So I've asked several times, do you have a tracking device on my car? Now I already let him know that I have the family, I have like a thing on line, right, where you can sign into your phone provider and find out locations, right? So I had seen jotty different things of somebody, somebody in the family going a lot of different places. There's been a lot of things. That person also went through what I feel was more of uh, dealing with anxiety. Okay, I think they were even maybe diagnosed with this, right? So so at this point in time, it's like you know what I'm saying? I'm not diagnosed with that. I'm a seer. I've always been intuitive. And then this person always wants to say, well, I'm going to call your dad or your mom. Well, I happen to think that I'm dealing with energy here. I think that some people may not even be aware of some of their acts sometimes, but someone like me, I can see the energy on them and I can see them. So again, that's where it comes with that second sight energy here. All right. So again, I'm not, this is just what I'm saying, that I feel like it's people in some of our families that have something to do with these cover ups. And it's all a way of turning a side eye or a blind eye to what we are saying or trying to make it seem like it is a mental illness or it's not something for people to be concerned about in order for us to come up missing or something. Okay. As above, so below was done in earth, on earth as it is in heaven, is also saying these types of things like mind control and these types of things have been done. Different MK Ultra and different things like this have been done with, these CIA, FBI, whatever. This has been talked about on the media. This is not the first time it's being said, that these operations have gone on for a very long time. So if we're in 2022, then it's very definite that some of these things can be being used right now in order to control narratives in the minds of people. All right. So again, in this, like I said, I feel like when it gets like that, to me, someone may be saying, okay, these are the best people but these people don't know me. I have been very grounded. Again, not so much isolated from family, but I chose to go within and deal with source and so-called pray or commune with source, and this is where I get my information from. And so, I end up going to bed just not feeling great at all. Okay. And again, when going to sleep, there's times when I've waken up and felt like I have been drugged, or woken up and there's spots or sores or cuts or things. Again, I already, told you guys about some very personal things on this platform, that again have been done to me and another in the family. And so I feel like at this point in time, it's not paranoia. It's just knowing that something is going on. I just don't know, again, who to, because there's some people like, I was just watching something on the fifth kind. It's a website. I mean, it's a platform here on YouTube, and they were talking about these encounters here. We're just going to call them encounters on this platform. All right. So, that was very interesting to see that that group could possibly be very much used when it comes to these type of incidents that are happening to people, along with detectives and along with priests and things that may know about possession in these things, because it's a very scary times right now, I feel. All right. It's almost like the gates of hell have been opened. And that's the part of being the prophetess, and also being somebody that investigates and things like this. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, we're talking about, and I see the conversation getting heightened. I didn't want it to go there. I see a tag team of everybody trying to get on the one person. And then I said, you know what? That's okay. We won't talk about this any longer. I will just go and see what happened. But my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's very intuitive too. And I told her, and she ended up, they ended up trying to bring her into the conversation. So, yeah. So yeah, just let's just say this, okay? That a recording device is around, okay, when I'm not there. Okay, so I'm saying these things. I'm saying I see what you're doing. You're trying to reverse psychology. You're trying to stir this up to be something bigger than it is, when I'm directly just asking you a question. But this person doesn't like to be asked questions. They brush them off. They brush stuff under the rug. They don't like it. It's offensive for you just to ask this person a question. All right. And so they start getting into, I'm going to sell the house. And just very erratic. So if anything, I'm very direct, and this person is being very erratic here. All right. And so I'm asking, is there a tracking device? Is there any kind of device on the car or whatever? And they said, no, no, no. Okay. And then, so I end up listening to a recording that's being recorded. And I guess in the state of Wisconsin, you can record someone secretly without them being aware. Okay. And, this recording is people that I love, that are in my family, speaking on the fact that the very people that I'm asking these questions are speaking on the fact that, yeah, like she was arguing me. I guess she thought that the girl. I listen very closely to what people are saying. I guess, and so when the girl is said, I'm already pinpointing a very distinct person here on YouTube that is a tarot reader, and I will not reveal the name here today. But I have things documented. I'll say that. So I brought up pictures of people that are exact lookalikes of these people being together, and and nobody still wants to say anything about this, right? They're saying I'm crazy if I bring these things to the police department. Okay, maybe you guys can comment down below what you think. All right. But on this recording, someone is saying, well, no, she was saying, I guess she thought the girl was over here or whatever. And, well, I don't know, whatever and everything. But, yeah, she was going around driving around and doing all this other stuff. And then somebody said, oh, did she go over there by that house? And then they said, yeah, well, she was in that neighborhood or whatever, but something, 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 and whatever. Okay, so this is the thing. I go back and I ask, is there this thing on it? No, 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 no. And then the person said, well, one time I did have a air tag on the car, right? But that's only for iPhone stuff. Well, I don't have an iPhone, so I wouldn't be able to pick up if an air tag was in the car. But the person and the people that do know about this would have iPhones. All right. So I wouldn't know about it, but they would know about it. But they were saying it as if it is a past tense thing. But this cannot be the case, because this conversation was had today. What I'm saying is, it brings me to that part in the biblical text when it says the earth opened up its mouth and helped the woman, okay, so she could be whisked away, because this has to do with the dragon coming against a portion of the seed, okay. So um and the dragon also sometimes remind me of China, and then it also reminds me of Intel, okay. And it reminds me of what's going on with the Trump administration right now. And again, this stuff is at a very high level here. I feel like some of these bloodlines are intertwined. And that's why some people that you see in exalted situations, these things are happening with them, because some of their bloodlines are intertwined with our bloodlines, possibly in some kind of way. I'll just say that. It's like the divine masculine in the 3D. There is a very, I'm very distinct when it comes to features with the energy of the divine mat. I feel like there's shapeshifter energy, so it hurts me to speak on this because one of the divine masculines are genuine. I don't want him to get mixed up with the lookalikes. Do you see what I'm saying here? Okay. But it just so happens that there's a very distinctive brand of hat, and I'm seeing the divine masculine with this hat on, one of them, okay. And I'm seeing the same type of hat on the soulmate. And I'm just, but it's just these things. They look very much alike, okay? And so like I said, this is through lineage, dealing with higher self, telepathic communication of nations, nations that have cleaved on to other nations here and have fed off of them for a very long time. In that book, The Spring, with that prophecy, in this area, in this town, with the same names almost of towns in, well, there's a lot of those towns or whatever around the country or whatever, but um it's just like, wait a minute, there's so many symbolic things coming in, like Black Hawk energy, and it's just so much. um so I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Like, again, I'm just documenting this just in case between here and wherever else I go or whatever else happens, at least something like this is documented, that somebody within an hour of each other is saying one thing and not saying the other thing. So I think that people think that they're pretty smart and they think that they can play this mental illness card. But at the same time, I have recordings, like I said, of people talking about tracking me when I just asked them if that's what they're doing. And they said that they past tense had something on the car. But first they said they didn't have anything at all, and then they said, well, in the past they had something on there. And this is another thing that was said, is that, yeah, every time I put the thing in that one car, she wants to take the other car. And I noticed that one day I said, well, why are you so angry about me taking this car? They're the same cars. Matter of fact, this was my car at one point, was called pretty much my car. And you just get to pick and choose which one you want to take. But I noticed that this was a strange thing with this switching of cars throughout this time anyway. Actually, somebody just bought a new car, but they're supposedly not having any money, but they're buying toys and race cars and shit, and not buying groceries for the house. Like, it just, shit like this don't make no sense to me. You see what I'm saying? To feed their child in the house, okay? Whatever this is, I feel like my finances are being attacked. I feel like my platform is being attacked, and it's to leave me with no voice, no nothing, so that, again, if someone wants to swoop in here, and I'm not talking about no little money, with the ancestors and sources telling me that there is big bucks. I'm not all about money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I built relationships with people. It was really about genuine love with no expectations. Everything I go into it with no expectations. If extra, feelings or a closer connection or whatever it will be goes in, it is fine. When that person is ready to be released, I am not no fucking stalker. I don't run after nobody. I don't do none of that. I don't even think is even necessary. I don't compete with anybody. I'm not going to track down anybody unless, again, this is my gifts that are being used to show me something like, okay, Shalonda, this is a bigger picture here. Something else is deeper. Your story is going to help many others with their stories. You don't like your business out on Front Street. You're very personal. But with this, you're going to have to be boisterous. You're going to have to share your story. You're going to have to be open. I have nothing to hide here. I'm not trying to manipulate anything. I am not a gold digger. I'm not any of those things. I'm someone who is, again, having my finances attacked while certain people in certain communities are talking about people that are broke. Again, this is another thing. within, I know that, again, there are intuitive people, but I know that there's also watchers on the wall. There are some people that are watching. Okay. It's very uncomfortable to know that, again, it's not about popularity or anything. It never has been for me. When I first started my channel, I wasn't even showing my face. It was just about the information. All right. So, I noticed that, again, things are, I still feel a heavy presence of people watching, but I feel like, again, there is also being a divide within communities where people are turning their faces or turning their backs. False information, accusations, things are going through, and people are trying to build up narratives against people in order to tear them down so that it'll be easier to exterminate these people. So again, I feel like it's a very trying times right now. People should be very careful. Especially when it comes to your children. This is definitely the time when people are trying to divide children away from the parents, and things like that. So, like I said, I just want to document that part here. I'm just working on, like, again, putting together some things and seeing, whoever I can contact or whatever about this information. I feel like something has happened here. There is definitely a crumbling, a crash, and a fall of those who are fighting for their rights. Doors are being closed on them. I think that this is so high level, that very high level people are involved. Very high level people have been taking bribes. This is exactly, this is nothing but prophecy. If you go back in the videos for the past 2 days, whatever is happening now, whatever is being set up right now, it's been prophesied. So again, when we're dealing with the living word and living God energy, it is right now. It is continuous. Again, some things are past, present, and future, but there's definitely a lot of things that are actually transpiring right now in these times. And again, I also like to say that when I was talking to like I was talking to my daughter about this, I was telling her, I'm not telling you I know everything, but what I'm telling you is there is either a higher up energy that is trying to project something, then that's psychological abuse. Okay. They're trying to use everything around you. You turn on the music, you turn on the television, you turn on your internet, you go on your social media, you talk to people around you, and it's trying to push this kind of narrative here, okay, to project this. So either somebody is really wanting me to feel like this and they're using outward things in order to target someone to make them feel like this, or the shit is actually really going on and someone is in danger and there is something wrong here, okay? It's not trust issues. It is just seeing things very clearly. Clairvoyance. Okay. Using those 3 clairs in your sensors or senses, which is more than 6 senses. Okay. So again, I'm just someone that, again, I guess I'm not afraid to put myself on the front line. But I do know that it's very dangerous because we have certain organizations, departments, and other things like that that are benefiting off of these things here. All right. And so it's very dangerous. You don't know who you can trust or who you can go to for help in these particular times. All right. You guys know my platform here has never been about any kind of foolishness, any kind of games or nothing like this. We get straight to, we dig into words, we dig into meanings. This is the energy of, like I said, that whole freeing from Egypt, from mental. Some people may have been able to, you know, uh, free people from bondage in other ways. But here it's about unchaining the minds of people. That is something that's very important to me so that people can go on and do greater things with them. All right. Because again, even though in that Christ energy, I don't feel like I am the only, I don't feel like I'm the only one who is an oracle, a seer, and all of these things here. There are other people that have gifts and they're actually a little bit better, a lot better than me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, again, with that capital energy, it's many things. It's like the Empress energy is a multi energy. We have masculine energy that have been able to hustle and go. I was listening to Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, y'all. All right. And it brought me back to that card that we pulled the other day in this Akashic Records. Okay. When in the north was the crown, right? In the west was the waterfall, in the east was the fire, and in the south was the I think it's like a trilateral uh boots or whatever you call it. It's like the emperor's boots or whatever. And I forget what it was representing, but I did look it up. And it still just is not, I'm really not too clear about what that coat of arms is about. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pull that card, and we're going to go ahead and go a little bit deeper into that card, because I'm getting a lot of channeled messages just by looking at that image alone. Okay, so when we talk about, the Sekhmet energy as the protector of the people, the Pentagon energy, that force, right? That is seeing that some people are being put to shame. Her father, in a sense, was being put to shame. In that her people was being treated a certain way. She's a protector. She's a librarian. She's an oracle. She's someone who is a warrior. You know what I'm saying? She's someone who has this a sight for images. The mother of books. A nurturer, but she's also a fighter. So again, that I feel like it's just, we're just in that energy right now. If I see is something that's going on with me and it can be affecting a lot of other people, I don't mind putting myself on the line for that. I just don't like to talk about my personal business, but some of that slips out here with you guys because, I want to get my point across as to directly what I'm talking about here. And I feel so horrible because right now I was just sitting there looking in the mirror and I said, wait a minute, did I just hear what I heard? And am I actually going to go ahead and share this video with someone? This is actually my family. This is actually the children that I raised. This is actually that. And it let me know that we're not dealing with regular shit no more. I'm telling you right now. They may not even be all in this energy. It's a defense energy. When they get defensive, when things are being brought up that may bring some kind of fear to someone, and they're narcissistic and they would like to still keep a straight face, it's a way. And I don't know, like a lot. I'm pretty sure some of you that are getting something from this video know what I'm saying here. I can also sense energy shifts in people. Okay. But it just so happens that when that recording, when I ended up, someone shared that recording with me. And once I got off of there, I went online just to see what the energy was in the reading community, just to take a peek. And it's the same energy. There are some people that are saying the same things. The earth is opening up its mouth to help somebody. And that somebody, I feel, is me. But I feel like there's a doppelganger energy out here that is going to actually get that treatment. Because I feel like this has to do with an emperor or a very powerful man that doesn't like me using my gifts. And I feel like, again, I might be in the same danger as this person. We're talking about even, what is it called? What did we just say? Fetal abduction here. Okay, if you guys have been following the story, it feels as though whatever someone has taken or done to me while I was sleeping, just say that, okay, has been maybe gifted, or it's something strange here. Something, somebody might think I'm taking it too far with this video, but something has happened here. Now, either somebody's taken an oath, they're involved, they took an oath or some funds to turn a cheek, while they knew and allowed someone to come into here or into your space possibly. Okay. Or these are the very people that, again, when you're talking about sleepwalking or, again, some kind of energy like this, be careful, I guess, of the food and drinks around your house. I'm someone that will leave a drink out, you know what I'm saying, on the table or something, and then come back to it. Okay. So like I said, I don't know if it's that or there are other undetectable things that can be, used. There's definitely just some strange things going on around here. All right. Now, I know the government, was talking about a while back, some kind of alien invasion. And I'm just like, oh, well, I don't know what that means, but we've already been invaded in a sense by a certain energy, but I'm just saying, how can they talk about it in, you know what I'm saying? When somebody else brings up something like that, like encounters or something like that, it could be strange. And I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened to me, right? I feel like it's because I can see the split between the two. I can see the parallel dynamic to this. And I'm also see things that are involving, I mainly see things that are happening around me. Sometimes it's hard for me to detect people that I love that are right in front of me. If I have love for you, it's hard for me to really read you. That's why I think people come in with that energy. Okay. But I feel like that was also dealing with possible, we all have these childhood wounds. And I was asking myself, as being a healer as well, was that something that source was trying to show me as well? Because I feel like it's that whole proud, there's uh, a pat on the back from the ancestors and from source when it comes to, hey, this about something bigger than that. You got it's gonna be some people that is gonna hurt that you got to let go of, but they're gonna have to go. And you ain't gonna mean for it to happen, but for you to serve this purpose that I have for you, you have to be not even heartless, but you have to be very centered and grounded, balanced, very observant, and use discernment, right? That's why before you see me in my just in case, I had a dream about I just recently had a dream about some what do you call it? Maybe I can take this off the charger now, okay? So we can kind of see each other a little bit. So I just had like a dream about some ferrets, okay? In that dream, okay, maybe I can't. I apologize. I just had a dream about ferrets, and I read a lot about, if you guys have time, and if you are interested, it was a good read. But I was just reading about ferrets or whatever, and they could be like they can be kind of protectors. If they show up playful in your dream, it means that they're uh it means something good. But if they show up and attack you in your dream, then it's like an omen or something like that. And so I was reading about it because at first in the dream I thought that I was like on the ground, and there was two ferrets on both of my hands. And at first I was kicking around and screaming because I thought that they were attacking me, right? And there's these two ferrets also when I go to the lake that always run around. You know what I'm saying? And usually I don't like small creatures like that are really quick like around me. I don't want to step on them, and then it's just, I don't know, it's just something about it. But these, I was very fond of them. Like I could sit there and let them run around, close or whatever. And yeah, so at first I thought they were attacking me, but they were actually playing with me. But there was this dog, right? This dog that was very angry, and a dog was coming towards me. And we were like in a house or somebody's living room or something like that. And the ferrets actually came, they went away from me and they attacked and killed. It sounded like they killed that dog. And I don't know, I was just trying to get the hell up out of there. But it was like laughter after a minute when they were biting, because they were biting on my wrist and stuff. They were biting on my hands or whatever. It's almost like your hand. We were reading about something in your hand in the text the other day. You know what I'm saying? And it also made me think about what people are doing with their hands, right? Because we talked about the book of Enoch and how the women in there were going to ruin themselves by what they did with their hands. And we talked about these cloaks or these coverings that they were changing when Moses was telling the people to change it. I think they're taking Americans' identities, or they're turning Americans into foreigners, okay? And again, this could be electronically or something. So again, if there is a measure of deporting, it will not be the people that came here that will be getting deported. More than likely, they are trying to get rid of those of us who are already here. Okay? That's a definite fact, amundo. Okay? It's a fact, amundo. That's what's going on right now in the Americas. There are people grafting in passion fruit, strange fruit being hung on your trees. Okay? In the organic fruit, just like GMO corn, 99%, almost probably 100% is GMO. Same thing. Monsanto. Okay? As a matter of fact, I was riding down the street, and like sometimes my mind with scrying, I don't know if you guys experience that sometimes. And some people might even call it dyslexic. The spiritual spin on it to me. That sometimes, like, especially with streets, if I'm riding down the street and I'm kind of looking for something or whatever in a certain direction, I'll notice that the words of streets sometimes the letters might be familiar. Like, there was some street and I can't even remember what it was called. But when I looked at the sign, I read the street. I first seen Monsanto. So I looked again and I noticed that the name said something else. Okay. So again, this is making me think about that. Again, individuals possibly being genetically modified or altered. Because in the Bible, when they're talking about altering someone, that's sometimes what it's talking about. Okay. Alter ego, split personality, these particular things. There's also a spiritual essence to all of these disorders. All right. So I feel bad for anyone, and it's kind of making me think like I was feeling bad about people that might be possessed or something and then end up in jail for something that they did. And so again, like then it made me kind of think about that energy of, them allowing people to get arrested 97 times and not ever go to jail. Like, what is going on here? Does a higher up energy know that there are vassals being used in some kind of way here? Okay. To to stir up things or to do certain things. All right. Being mind controlled in a sense to do certain things. This is all in the biblical text as well. All right. Not always the same thing, but again, the one mind mentality. It can be either used to unify or to divide and conquer or to vilify. Okay. So again, I think that's all I wanted to say. I think I'm gonna, I've been really just really dealing with this here, and just going into different energy here because, you know, source is just leading me to different places, right? And it's kind of scary because, whatever it's almost like whatever intel is being used. It's not, okay. Let's just say this: your ancestors trying to tell you, look, something has been left to you. We need you to look in these directions. Go outside, start taking in signals and stuff like that. Okay. Because in your house, you have these modems and stuff like that or whatever. Outside, we have the towers, but also you have air. Okay. You have trees. I'm hearing like colors of the wind. Okay. If y'all want to listen to that song by, in Pocahontas, from Pocahontas. But there's also this energy here that can send you to, again, some of us who are oracles, again, with me, usually when source sends me to a specific place, it has me actually approach someone. Okay. Not even in a very, just in a very respectful way to approach someone. Something is there. The first time it happened to me, it was another person that had the same exact gift that I had, and she didn't even live there. She just happened to be there visiting her daughter. And we had a very long conversation. And I went home and I read a book. I even think I read it online here, parts of that book. And it was talking about a girl talking to a lady with red hair and all of these things. And how the lady was looking at her and her features and everything. And that's the exact scene that happened that night when I went to go visit that lady. All right. So again, she said the exact things happened to her. It was more biblical for her. Same thing. She was dealing with more advanced energy, government energy and shit like that. So this is something that's real. It's something that is definitely really going on here with some of us. And I think that, yeah. I think that there's places that like I've been going and it's kind of like I'm going there. And in a sense, people are watching me, even when it comes to my readings here, whatever it is. And they are trying to like get a group of, there's a whole group of people. There's just one of me, right? How I was just talking to even the energy of Moshe in here, even though I don't think that the Moshe energy is my energy. I feel like this is a Hierophant or a masculine energy. Maybe an emperor, maybe a king of pentacles, okay? Maybe even a king of cups energy when it comes to the tarot. But it's scary because it's almost like a like I told y'all before, like a Nintendo game, right? Maybe even dealing with like portal energy here. And it's like going to these places and just feeling something. It's just, I don't know, it's just, but I feel like whatever's going on in these places that I'm going to, somebody in the spirit realm, an ancestor or somebody, a guide, is trying to tell you something. And when I'm talking about these things, it makes it seem like I'm after something monetary or financial or something when it comes to some type of land or some type. But again, how much of a dishonor would you feel if you had an ancestor that was here strong in your presence? And again, it feels like, again, it's a very humbling experience. It's a very sacred experience to have that, where it's like God himself is here with his arms around you and it was trying to guide you to see something. And now you're on to it and now you're seeing it, but it seems like something here happened. Again, whatever this guide or this energy was, something happened to them while they were trying to help me. And I'm sitting here not doing my due diligence because of what? What people will think, what somebody in the likeness of them would think. No. This, so whoever this was, took a lot of time. And again, at one point in time, felt like the energy shifted or left. And I felt like it was because it was cut off in some kind of way, shape, or fashion or whatever. And now I think something has been repaired or healed here, but it's on a different level. It might have been on a 3D level now, and now it's just kind of maybe like on a 5 dimension or another dimension now. But the person is still, the energy is still calling out for justice. While it seems like there's someone in the likeness of that person, and we're going to keep on using that term, is here that doesn't want me to speak that. Or it may be other energies that are knowing that and just using this energy to try to shift what I'm going to do with it. So again, I hope you guys, are enjoying your day, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like I said, I need to get dressed for today. I really just haven't had time to do anything. I jumped up out of the bed and just went and started to do, a little bit of research and a little bit of things here. And I feel like somebody is following that and they're consuming. I'm seeing like the sneaky peek card. Okay. I think that's the 7 of Swords, where somebody is sneaking off with something. Cause I heard, yeah, bitch, we got it, which is a lyrics in a song. I think it's like Jay-Z's lyrics or something in a song. And it solidified everything for me. Shit just kind of just went all the way in another direction. It just really did. There's some grimy stuff going on. And again, since the entertainment industry is not what it used to be, it's very, very easy right now for those particular people to be targeted. Governors, people in higher ups, it's going to start moving in that direction. But I'm thinking sources saying, since these people didn't care when it was happening to the little man and the little woman, they're going to see it now, or they already are. I'm hearing there's a lot of unspoken deaths right now. And some of these groups are going to make some of us feel like outcasts, is because they know we have a good, pure heart. They know we're empathic. They know we're gifted. That's why they don't share with us. And I don't want no dirty money, first of all. I don't want to be involved in the shit. But this is what I'm hearing that these people are doing. They're also using our identities as the scapegoat. So when shit hits the fan, it's all going to fall on the innocent. And it's all the way, again, it's never been about your skin color. It's about who you are. Listen to what I said again. You can get out of your feelings or get off the platform. It's never really been. They have used that to control the narrative, but it was never about your skin color. It was about who you were. And that's why right now, fentanyl with so-called Caucasian children is killing them, because they also hold certain stakes when it comes to the soil here. Generational wealth is prominent with those children. Generational wealth is prominent with those children. You get the drift? If we keep on blaming it on one group of people, we'll never be able to get to the bottom of it. It wasn't always the first people to sell each other out was brother against brother. It was brown-skinned people against brown-skinned people. You can continue to take offense if you want, but that's what it was. Those were the first people, and we're redoing that now. We're in Genesis, but we're in Revelations, but we're in Deuteronomy, but we're in Exodus, but we're in, you see what I'm saying? It's going on now. So if we just say, oh, it's just these people, it's just these people, you're not going to get. It's the greedy people right now against those that are good-hearted and didn't want to go out here and try to, because Satan knows he have a little bit of time. The satanic energy, right? The antichrist energy came in first to corrupt those of us of good heart, to follow us around in our bathrooms with secret cameras and being recorded so that people would not, they would, if they can find something, and if they couldn't find nothing on you, they made it up. Okay. So that people can dismiss you as a leader, because we were supposed to be the natural born leaders. Again, it's not about your color. It's about who you are. And the community ate it up like a new Real Housewives of America. Okay. They ate it up behind the scenes, Clubhouse, all these other groups. They ate it up. They benefit. They made it money off of it. They did all these things, exposing. And now you look around, it was a divisive measures done by very intelligent people that, well, they're not really that damn intelligent for those of us that have been targeted and ostracized. That can't be blackmailed. That can't be dismayed. That can't be subdued. That are not they might have called you self-centered or narcissist, but it's okay to be a little self-centered. I hope everybody is. Because that means that you'll never let nobody else penetrate in your core and get you to go against your yourself, or I feel like others in that matter, in some kind of way that is, it's just corrupt, to corrupt the souls of man. And again, we're in a time when, yes, a man, woman, or child's vassal is going to be worth more than gold. Believe that. Heavy trafficking energy. And it's not a priority for these people. Trump's documents is a priority. And I'm not sticking up for or none of that. But I'm saying that's what's a priority right now. The vid is a priority right now. Protesting is a priority. None of the real stuff is a priority to this administration right now. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Your safety is not a priority right now. Your abundance is not a priority, whether that is mental or physical, or spiritual or physical is what I meant. And right now they're solidifying or sealing something with these particular people in the administration right now. They're sealing the deal. They're getting the most corrupt ones and placing them in positions of power over the ones that don't, rather not rape, pillage, and do these things. And many are okay with it because we're dealing with people that are lost. A lot of lost souls here. Zombies are not going to be green with dried up blood. Actually, they're probably going to be very nicely dressed, saying, let them eat cake. And when it's time for them, they're going to fly off somewhere and sit on a perch and watch you all devour each other over the last morsels and crumbs. The ones that tried to warn will be mocked, vilified, crucified. That's already been done. I'm here and do the hustle, because hustling can turn into a very dangerous thing. Nobody's saying nobody should not work hard to provide or to get what they can, and whatever you get, you damn well better be, you know what I'm saying? You deserve to have whatever it is. But don't be so quick to laugh at those that are being, again, like I said, blocked or cut off from being able to make money. People that are actually really trying or doing what they're supposed to be doing to build businesses, but you have a higher up institution that know who these people are and don't want them to have anything. There's a such thing as karma. There's a such thing as spiritual blessings and stuff like that. And there's also a such thing as this social credit system that wants to remove your, maybe that's also what that dream was representing here when I thought that it was representing harm. Maybe it wants to, because I was thinking about, again, cutting off your hand. So again, you won't be able to work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us do online businesses and stuff like that. But I feel like speaking this truth, I feel like that's why I felt like at first it was an attack, that they were attacking my wrist or my hands. But then they started to, it was a playful thing. Like, they were just gnawing and just playing. I realized they were just playing. And then I was like going crazy. But then I calmed down and was like, oh, that's so cute. And I feel like that's what because Source said, I put you here to do that job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to stop, don't you? Yeah, I thought you said you wanted to take it to the top. Who you scared of? You know what I'm saying? If you with me, what you scared of? All right, where's the faith? What about the blind faith? And I said, okay. All right. And it was funny because my youngest daughter said, Mom, maybe it's not a good idea for you to go to, the police with this, because I think it could get something, it could maybe get out of hand. I said, you know what? I'm not afraid. I'm going to sit right here in this home with whoever's listening, and they can listen if they want to. And I'm going to say what I have to say on here. And I guess it is a sense of asking for help. But I feel like in this sense, it's not. Because I think that, like I said, the earth, or those who are naturally, they're already saying stuff. Again, when it comes to seers and oracles that are doing their job and actually not being like deceitful or playing mind games or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It helped me a lot. Even to tap into that's why I'm saying you never know who's listening or who you could be helping by telling your story. But you never know who's listening as well. That's why I'm trying to word this in a different way here. You never know who's listening as well, to try to use their degrees and their masters and their things like this in order to there's another word I want to use for like a certificate or something, whatever doctors will have, to yeah. Because we know also when it comes to pharmaceuticals that a lot of times people are misdiagnosed because of what I just said, pharmaceuticals. A lot of it is a get rich scheme sometimes. I'm not talking about people that actually have health problems where they need the medication. All right? Even though the medication, sometimes, makes you sicker or keeps you just sick and comfortable, which it should if it's pain or whatever. But we ain't going to get too far off into that. We've already did videos on this kind of stuff in the past about just looking at it from all aspects here. Okay? It's always deeper. And I like to throw a whole pot of stuff in there for y'all. Okay? Again, I feel like this is something here where somebody feels like they're showing other people that they're in control of some of us. And they're really not. There's some stuff that we should go inward with. And then there's some stuff that should just be prophesied or spoken. But I think someone is showing like, hey, guess what? I'm going to give this person this little bit of energy, this little bit of extra. It's almost like reminding me of Jacob and Esau selling his birthright for a pot of stew. Because I think, again, we did a video on that, extensive video on that. But I think that stew is also representing like some information here. Again, we're just freestyling here today. That stew could have been, somebody giving you some, that's why I don't like to ask for people for anything. I don't like to really, I'll show my support by sharing and subscribing, sharing. Okay. But I don't like to give no kind of money, and I don't like to really take anything from anybody at this point in time, unless I have to. And now I'm reconsidering things that I've taken from people that are really close, or was given to me or gifted to me from people that are really close right now. Because I feel like it's a spiritual something. It's like a linking or bonding, or it's binding you some kind of way. I don't even like subscribing really that much. I would probably pretty much like to share your information, because, that's also linking you. And I think a lot of these people know that. A lot of these people know that. And some of these people that you link up with could be the people that are watching you on a third party website or something. So much is so we have to be worried about, repeating information on the phone with the bank, and also like even, looking at lock codes on your home and stuff like that. You just never know what kind of devices are being used here. Very crafty counsel. But again, as I'm looking at this paper, it's saying you got this. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm probably going to come back later and we're going to go ahead and go back into Exodus a little bit. But I just wanted to go ahead and lay that out real quick. And then go on with my day. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are just, you know, we're trying to heal. We're trying to help other people heal. We're trying to also survive. We're trying to, you know, we're doing these things like this or whatever. But I wonder if we're looking at those other things, or if people are pretty much straight, are they still looking into, you know, others? Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, they're not going to stop calling. So I will, see you guys later. Take care.